Welcome to Dollars and Cents, hosted by Sanjeev Gupta, CPA. Dollars and Cents is the show about growing more of what you are making, saving more of what you are growing, and making more of what you are growing and saving in the most sensible and tax-efficient manner possible. Feel free to call into our studio number to be live on air with your questions. Call 408-912-5038. That's 408-912-5038. And here is your host of Dollars and Cents, Sanjeev Gupta, CPA.
Good evening, friends. This is your own CPA, Sanjeev Gupta, CPA. As Omicron is ravaging the entire world, we are now coming to realize this. This is a new variant which is coming in after Delta. Of course, Delta has been very severe in the US. And other parts of the world, of course, in India. But Omicron, the doctors are saying about Omicron is, the scientists are saying basically, they are saying that it's not so severe as compared to Delta as yet. We don't know what's going to happen in the future as yet. That's what is happening. But it's time to be getting our all the two vaccines done and also the booster part. So it's a request for all the listeners who's listening to this show that get your boosters done in addition to the two vaccines which you might have taken if you're Pfizer and Moderna, and Johnson Johnson is of course one. So it's time to get that booster done to avoid this creating havoc in our country, and which we have experienced greatly since the starting of this COVID. Let's go to our dollar topic of the show. Before that, let's cover up a little bit about the dollar update, which is about some statistics on what's happening on the IRS front when it comes to processing of the tax returns. Because a lot of people do ask me this question, that what happened to my refund, why I'm getting these notices, why this, when I call the IRS and they're not able to pick up that call, it's very difficult to connect with the IRS in the morning or in the evening, and they have to hold on for several hours. In fact, it goes to it keeps on doing for several days. So just want to bring some statistics, what's going on, what's happening with IRS. So as of the statistics released by the IRS, there's significant return processing backlogs, such as 6.5 million unprocessed individual returns as of November 19th. So 6.5 million unprocessed individual returns are there. Can you believe that? Then we have 2.6 million unprocessed forms 1040X amended return as of November 27th. So if you're one of those filers who have filed an amended return, that's the reason why you're not seeing the refund in your account or not getting a check, because this 2.6 million unprocessed. So looking at period not 6 months, 6 weeks, not 8 weeks, it's months. They're looking at 6 to 8 months of processing your amended returns. Then they have 3 million unprocessed Form 941, which is like a quarterly federal payroll tax return as of December, and still they are behind 3 million unprocessed. They're not processed at 941s, and on top of it, they have $412,000 number unprocessed forms 941X. Remember, for claiming the ERC, Employee Retention Credit, you have to file this form amended return, and they have not processed a number of 412,000 tax returns or amended returns. So that's the reason why people are not seeing those money in their account, because they are way behind. We are talking about millions of returns not processed by the IRS. It's taking too much time by them. According to IRS, it takes about 90 to 120 days to process the original returns, as what they say, and this timeline depends on how quickly and accurately taxpayers respond to requests for additional information, and the ability of IRS staff trained and working under social distancing requirement to complete the processing of a return. Of course, you can access Where My Refund button on the irs.gov page. So the estimated time for processing amended return, it can take anywhere, like I said, 6 to 8 months. So just be patient with the IRS. Just be patient with your tax professionals who has filed the returns. Don't get impatient and don't start calling the tax professionals are calling IRS to get to see where is your refund and why you are receiving this notice. When you respond to notices, just give them sufficient time to process them. So that's wanted to bring to the notice to the listeners that this is what is happening on at the IRS world, and that's the statistics coming from the IRS. We have a webinar coming up on December 18th, year-end tax plan. It's a webinar meant for individual tax filers and business tax filers. We are going to cover a lot of interesting topics covering the changes that has been done since the COVID started, 2020 and 2021. Remember, a lot of acts have been passed since December 2019, starting from Secure Act, going to CARES Act, going to American Rescue Plan Act, and then we have an Infrastructure Act, Infrastructure Jobs Act, and then we are looking at Build Back Better Plan, which we talked about last time, about the salient features of the plan that passed the House, and we don't know what's going to happen at the Senate. We see a lot of politics being played by one senator, and we have to see whether that senator budgets it, though it doesn't look like it's going to budge for it. At this time, you know politics, how it gets played up. So we have to see how it does, and they're looking to pass this before the Christmas time. Let's see what happens to the Build Back Better plan of President Biden. Listeners, if you have any tax question at this time, I know this is year end, a lot of people are traveling. By the way, in India, I got a lot of WhatsApp forwarded photos where it shows in Delhi airport so many luggages and people are waiting to get their testing done. It's total chaos on Delhi airports. So, listener, if you have any tax question, this is the time to connect with me, Sanjeev, the CPA on air. Phone lines are open. The number is 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038 is the studio line number. You can call with your question. 408-912-5038. My firm, Sanjeev CPA, has offices in Fremont, Sunnyvale, and Pleasanton, and we have a team of experienced CPAs, CAs, EAs, and accounting professionals who are well versed not only on US tax rules and regulations, but also with Indian tax rules and regulations. My people speak multi languages and they are available year round and not just during the tax season. That's our forte, and that's what we pride on, that we are there for our clients. In fact, anytime you can call our office, you will have somebody attending to that call. Myself, not only a CPA, but also an experienced chartered accountant, having practiced in India for 12 years before coming to US. I've dealt with all complexities of tax regulations across international borders, transfer pricing and utility taxes and other things. And we always help our client in areas of PPP loan. By the way, PPP1, PPP2, all are done. If you're not done forgiveness for PPP2, please do that as soon as possible, because the time has started soon. We'll start soon for getting those payment, which is going to come soon, which was, remember, it's end of the 2-year period from the date of that loan where the payment will start. So mostly it's going to start next year. So you should hurry up. And a lot of people have asked me this question. Hey, I do not got any link yet from my bank or the third party from where they applied for PPP loan. What happens there? So you have to connect with them. Fortunately, unfortunately, whatever you can hope you can connect with them, get those things rolling on. But time is running short on getting the forgiveness for the PPP2 loans. My website, sanjeevcpa.com, SANGIVCPA.com, contains up-to-date tax and financial information, which impacts every individual bottom lines. And like I said, we have this webinar coming up on December 18th. It's on year-end tax tips for individual tax filers and business tax filers. I'm going to cover a little bit about business taxes in this show today. If you want to get more details, want to have understanding of those regulations, definitely you can connect with me on this webinar happening on December 18th. For registration, you can you can go to the website, sanjeevcpa.com, SANGIVCPA.com. SanjeevCPA.com is my website. So you can connect with me uh, on that webinar. Like registration is there, and we are coming to a lot of registration. People are anxious to get information for this year because people have made a lot of money in terms of capital gains, stocks and mutual funds and cryptocurrencies and income levels. Also, there are W2 incomes, real estate. People have made money in terms of real estate transactions. So those things are there. And so if you are one of those people who wants to get information and wants to take some steps before the year end, yes, of course you can do that. You can connect with me on that webinar, and registration is available. sanjeevcpa.com is the website. Listeners, if you want to connect with me right now on air, you can call the studio line. Studio number is 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. Let's go to our topic for the dollar topic of the show. It's about some business planning, which business owners can take before the year end. So there's always few things that happens in businesses, whether it's Schedule C, whether it's LLCs, whether it's S Corp, whether it's C Corp, whether it's 1099s. So few things happens which one can always look into. And we have been talking about this on air about this areas, but we just want to stimulate few things which are looking into the retirement plans, looking at 179 deduction and bonus depreciation, deductions in terms of depreciation, and also looking at the QBI deduction. We were thinking that this QBI, which is equal to 20% of the business income not subject to taxes, will be taken out in the Build Back Better plan, but unfortunately it's not there yet. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's not there yet. So what is this retirement? What can you do before December 31st if you own a business, have a business? So retirement plan is one area where you can do the setting up. There are different kinds of retirement plans. We have talked about that on air already, but I'm just going to go a snapshot. The retirement plans can be solo 401k, it can be SAP IRA, it can be defined benefit plan, it can be executive bonus plans. So those areas, those plans are there, but you have to follow those regulations to get the proper deduction, proper compliance with those plans. So if you are running a business with your spouse and no employees, you can always look into solo 401k plans. If you're already on a W2, you're working for some other company and max out your employee portion of 19,500 for this year, then you have a choice whether to set up a solo 401k plan or SAP IRA. If you're into stock market, wants to deal with stocks, because SAP IRA provides that flexibility of investing in stock rather than solo 401k, which is also based on payroll in case of S corporation, C corporation, in case of LLCs based on profit, in case of sole provider based on profit. So in that case, it's better that if you're looking to invest in stock market, it's better to do the SEP IRA, profit sharing. And profit sharing SEP IRA can always be done with your tax filing deadline. You don't have to do it now. But if you don't have a job with other employer and you want to max out your 19,500 employee portion, if you age more than 50, if you want to go up to 26,000, then plan should be set up by December 31st. The funding can be done by December 31st. Sometimes people trying to come and say, my administrator allows me to contribute till March 15. Is that legal? Well, it's they have a flexibility. I am not a licensed financial planner in this area. You connect with them and see whether that plan qualifies with all these issues and compliances are there. But what we know right now is you need to contribute that, set up that plan and contribute by December 31st, the employee portion of 19,500. If you have kids, now I keep telling about using your family as a means of saving taxes. So if your kids are less than 20 years of age and more than 17 years, just to avoid the kiddie tax rules, and they are having earned income regulations, earned income, definitely they don't subject to security taxes, but they can start looking at running payroll, doing some kind of work for them. Like the kids, they want to do something for their business. Maybe they can do some kind of art drawings, or some marketing, some kind of office work. Some kids like to do all those things. And by the way, what about social media? So if that is the case, then definitely you can look into running the payroll for them. How much payroll, that will determine on case by case basis. That is something which we look into when the client comes to us and do the planning. And so you can look into that. Home office reduction is another area where if you start running a business from your home, then you can look into it. Listeners, if you have any tax question at this time, you can connect with me on air. Studio lines are open. Studio number is 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. So when it comes to defined benefit plans provides a better opportunity for business owners who have substantial income from their businesses and their age is higher than 50, and they're not made a lot of money, saved a lot of money to retirement. So they want to do the catch-up plans. And this is the kind of catch-up plan. So you can contribute up to 250,000 plus, depending upon your age, depending upon your medical history. The third-party administrator will come out with calculations about looking at all these things, and they can determine how much you can do for this year. We have a caller here. Let me take this call. Good evening, this is Sanjeev Gupta, CPA.
Hello.